All right, we're going to pivot now to another big story that's kind of flooding our timelines right now, and that's Kylie Jenner. She has slammed Forbes for claiming that her status as the world's youngest billionaire was likely to have been exaggerated. Deidre Behar is joining me now to talk about that.
Hi.
And I know it seems almost trivial that this is a headline and people
Yeah.
are giving a lot of attention. And it's something that Kylie Jenner herself is addressing in a new series of tweets. But let's get into it, Deidre, because you'll remember Forbes put Kylie on the cover claiming that she was the youngest self-made billionaire. And now they're claiming that she has been inflating the success of her makeup brand and also accused Kylie of actually hiding that her mom, Kris Jenner, owns a large part of that company, meaning that Kylie's stake is a lot lower than
Right.
expected. And so they're actually saying that, that her net worth is actually really about $900 million. So just shy of that $1 billion status. But
Right.
what was your reaction when you first saw this? Because it's kind of a wild bombshell report.
Yeah, I mean, it's messy
Mhm.
and really unexpected because, like you said, there's a lot bigger problems going on in the world right now. Interesting timing on choosing to publish that bombshell report today.
Mhm.
Um, it's weird, and unless you have access to those documents, you they could be unsubstantiated claims. I
Right.
really don't know. I think it's very interesting that, you know, it was such a big deal when
Yeah.
Kylie was proclaimed to be the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. There was so much back and forth on what does self-made really mean, because she obviously made a lot of money when she was younger from her reality series. I'm very curious to see what the next steps are going to be as this all plays out, and I'm so happy that even though it is a really strange time and it almost feels tone deaf,
Mhm.
Kylie did have to defend herself because this is such a massive story in the news today. So let's get into some of those tweets
Yeah.
that she addressed.
She, like us, we're really shocked to wake up to this kind of stuff because she says
Yeah.
that, what am I even waking up to? I thought this was a reputable site. All I see are a number of inaccurate statements and unproven assumptions. I never asked for any title or tried to lie my way there ever. Period.
Mhm.
I want to make sure I note that the Forbes report, they're citing these financial documents from Cody, which was the company that purchased a little more than half of Kylie Cosmetics. And because of that, Forbes is claiming that Kylie's profits are lower than previously estimated. Something that she also addressed when they claimed that she was forging tax returns. She was like, that's your proof. So you just thought they were forged. She's so confused by this and reiterates to everyone that, like, for her, she's just blessed to have her family, a
Yeah.
successful business, and that she's perfectly fine. And someone even asked her, like, this is what you're worried about given the state of the world right now and all this heavy news. And she
Yeah.
says, no, I am. There's 100 other things I'd rather shift my focus on and stuff that I
Right.
did address on my timeline. But I think it was just so outlandish to her that she felt the need to tweet.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the disparity between 900 million,
Yeah.
1 billion
Yeah.
is interesting. Of course, facts are facts. It's very night and day,
Right.
but you're either a billionaire or you're not a billionaire. But it seems like she's really damn close. And money is so complicated, especially when you're in that like 0.00001%, like Kylie
Mhm.
Jenner, where she's probably got real estate investments and money
Right.
from her business, and then she's got money from her appearances and her endorsements. Like there's it's so complicated.
Yeah.
Finances are not my strong suit. It just feels a little silly to be fighting about money when there are so many bigger problems in the world right now. It hurts my heart, honestly.
Absolutely. And I feel like no one feels that more than her right now, and
Yeah.
all of us too, But I think it's just because of the claims are so major, and because, as you pointed out, it was such a big deal when she was on that cover. Such a
Yeah.
big deal. I think she's definitely I remember when the debate was whether she was self-made or not, and now we're debating if
Right.
she's actually a billionaire or not. Uh, a-
Listen, Travis Scott even gave her a shout out in sicko mode. Baby mama cover Forbes got these other shook.
that
So
makes it official, right? That makes it official.
yeah, like that's how big of a deal it was. It was so embedded in pop culture when she achieved this status, despite all the naysayers kind of putting her down. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next steps are as they play out over the next few weeks, because you don't mess with Kris Jenner.
Right, exactly. And I will say ET has reached out to Kylie's rep, so we'll see what happens. But
Yep.
the way I feel about it is like you can't really take back the cover. It happened. And like you said, the discrepancy there, I don't think it's worth it. It's like all I know
Yeah.
is she's got more money than me. So there you have
Yeah.
it.
And I'm excited to see her hopefully donating more and
Yeah.
using the platform to combat social injustice. And I have seen more of that from her, whether it was standing up when coronavirus first broke out or using her platform today to talk about, everything going on in Minneapolis. I hope that we see some goodness come out of all the messiness.
Absolutely. Well, some other goodness that we are getting out of this messiness is a new Lady Gaga album. I mean, everybody's talking about it. Chromatica has arrived. It is the long awaited sixth studio album from Gaga, and I've listened to it at least 3 times already. I've already chosen my favorite songs. I
What
mean,
was your gut reaction?
Honestly, my gut reaction is that we needed this. We deserve this. It is good vibes. She has gone on the record to say that a lot of these songs, which is, by the way, there is not a ballad on this album. It's
Right.
a dance
Isn't
record.
that crazy?
Yeah, no, it's kind of insane, but the lyrical content is still there. And what I was gonna say is Gaga has gone on the record to say that this record is like her taking pain and putting it into power, and embracing it and using it as her like superpower. And it could not have come at a more perfect time. Honestly, it's a nice escape from everything
Yeah.
that's going on, and I love it. I love it, and we're not the
Agree.
only ones. Yeah, how do you feel about it?
Well, Denny, I told you last week on etlive at home that
Yeah,
I championed art pop when everyone else was putting it down. The world was not ready.
they weren't ready for it.
The world was not ready for a proper Lady Gaga dance record.
Yeah.
And she's acknowledged that in interviews. But you know what? Here we are about 6 or 7 years later. And I finally feel like people are embracing it.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest differences I feel between art pop and chromatica is that art pop felt very EDM. Like if you listen to a song like Swine, it was just like synths and like really crazy loud
Totally.
music.
Yeah.
I feel like on chromatica, I have very 90s vibes. Like I could see you and me when this whole coronavirus quarantine is over, being on Santa Monica Boulevard, dancing our brains out to this entire album top to bottom. And the magic of Lady Gaga is that she is such a brilliant lyricist.
Yeah.
But she is able to take painful emotional topics like a breakup or physical pain that she's experienced and translate them beautifully into a song that is larger than life. It doesn't have to be a sad ballad. Like on art pop, we got Dope. That song made me cry. Really, really brought me to tears when I first heard it. This album, she's doing the inverse. And I loved how you put it, Denny. You said she took her pain and turned it into power. And top to bottom, this entire album is just the epitome of that.
And that's why you have to give it 2 listens. Once for the production, because it is an epic dance record, and she explores so many different parts of EDM. But then also you have to listen back to it for the lyrics. Like there's one song in particular that a lot of fans are convinced is Gaga addressing her past romance, in particular her ex-fiance, Christian Carino. The Little Monsters were talking about the song Fun Tonight, where she kind of calls out the paparazzi. She talks about how much she does love the fame, even though it has caused her pain. She goes on to say, I feel like I'm in a prison hell, stick my hands through the steel bars and yell. Now, Gaga told Apple Music Zane Lowe in an interview that song in particular was more of a candid look at her struggles with depression and mental illness, but fans are really convinced this is her talking about that time in her life where she was just, I mean, she's used to this. A lot of her past romances have been tabloid fodder, but of course, her engagement to Christian Carino was something that everyone was kind of like clinging on to. But it's not just Little Monsters who are rejoicing in this album and rocking to Chromatica. A lot of famous fans are also listening to the record. They already have their favorite songs. Cardi B, who she has gone on the record to say that she's a huge Gaga fan, and she even tweeted that she can't wait either. A lot of people were like, I think this is about Chromatica. She tweeted her favorite song for the album, and she also said she's back. She's excited just like the rest of us. By the way, her favorite song is Babylon, which is end of the record.
Love it.
Which is a banger. And so she tweeted that saying that she's back. And I think all of us can agree with her there that we have our mother monster back in our trenches, and I'm here for it.
Can I just defend, though, that she never left?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
that's
sorry, like let me apologize for her exceptional versatility. She does an EDM record, she does a jazz record, she goes and wins an Oscar
no.
and
She's
gives
got the range,
top
but we're
perfection. Yeah, I don't think Gaga ever left. I think maybe she's back in terms of
the
giving
dance music.
the Deidre Denny bopping up and down Santa Monica Boulevard vibes.
Yes,
Uh, but
she said
Gaga
Pride's
never left.
uncanceled. Pride is uncanceled. We're gonna dance to it in our living rooms. That's what she
Thank you
said.
so much. Happening here on Zoom. Yes.
Quickly, other people who were tweeting their love of the record, Lil Nas X. He said Alice is slapping.
That's mine.
Also, right? Tony Bennett gave his seal of approval, her former collaborator, talking about that jazz album. And then also Charlie Puth. He's a huge fan too. So obviously, we're all going to be rocking out to Chromatica this weekend. I don't know what you're doing, and I need it.
And I look forward to the day when we can hopefully see a Chromatica tour. We can all be in one place dancing together.
From your lips to God's ears. But even the excitement of dropping the new album, which like I said, a lot of people were really excited about and waiting for and still dancing to. Gaga actually recently tweeted that as much as I want to listen to Chromatica together as a global group of kindness punks right now, our kindness is needed for the world today. I'm going to postpone our listening session right now and encourage you all to take this time to register, vote, and raise your voice. Obviously, given what's going on in the news this week, it was also really hard, as you can tell, for Gaga to ignore. All right, Deidre, I know it's been a heavy week, everybody, so thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a little moment of levity with us, I should say. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and register to vote, please.